but I didn't do that. I mean, look, okay, because I got the crank pulley, whoa, the crank bolt on there, like it's over there. Because I got an aftermarket one, which is way better than that one. Okay, a lot of talking right now, and it doesn't really matter, at least right now, okay? Not really. Anyway, today what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to install my high lift cams, okay? But for that, I need my crank to be in TDC to then be in a safe zone. So, yeah, okay. I'm thinking about it, right? So RB26, okay, 6 pistons, a crankshaft, 360 divided by 6, 120, phasing equals 120, 60 might be the beginning of the safe area, the safe zone. Might be half of 120, so 60. And I would like to, I feel like the maximum might be 90, 85 maybe. Let's say 60 minimum, 95 maximum. That would be my safe zone for high lift. Actually no, for OEM camshafts, right? Yeah, that would be the safe zone for that. But that's not what I got going on though. I got high lift cams, so that might be lower than that. And I'm talking about the maximum. So instead of 85, maybe 70. So 60, 70 might be my safe zone for my high lift cams though. Okay, it's a lot of numbers, a lot of angles. So I need me my dial indicator, which is good. That's a good thing that I got one right there, you know, something like that. And I got some extension rods, you know. Dial indicator. Yo, I haven't used it in a hot minute, bro. Yeah, I haven't used it in a hot minute. Oh, yeah. See? Okay, and that pseudo. And I don't know, I think I'm gonna use those two and probably that one. I'm gonna use 3 though. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. How do I mount that again? I got everything, right? So, okay. Am I forgetting something? I'm not. Wait, hold on now. How do you mount that? Oh, over there maybe? No, it has to be this one, right? So I found that, I don't know how, but it was like next to my workbench legs, whatnot. So good thing that I didn't lose it though. So that ain't for now. Talking about this one, that ain't for now, but that one is there. Yeah, see, look, okay, good. Now, it has to do like a 90-degree angle. Yeah, a lot of angles today, okay? Be prepared, a lot of angles. Dial indicator almost set up. Almost set up. Probably something like that. Yeah. Or maybe like that. It depends on how I'm gonna place it though onto my cylinder head though. So okay, I'm gonna go with something like that first. Okay. That might be enough for now. Okay. For now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Let's say 90-degree angle. Okay. And I need a first actually. Let me add some extension rods though, because it's not gonna cut it if it's that short though. That's for sure. Looks about right. Okay? Looks about right. So 90-degree angle going straight inside my cylinder head though, which is probably that gonna go in though. Cylinder head / block though, but like all that will go in. Don't need those anymore. Put that right under. That's nice. But anyway, okay. That, forget about that, okay. This and that to have a base for my dial indicator, and that goes right under there. Hold on. Okay. So that one first, you know. Yeah, something like that. Cause I need the base to be there, the 90 degree to do this. Hold on now. Alright, love that. Wait, is it the? Wait, ain't that? Oh, it's good. Never mind. I thought it was a 12, but it's 14. Yeah. Thought it was a 12, but it is a 14. Having that base set installed or whatnot again, I need my dial indicator, right? And it needs to go like on top of piston number 1. So it's this one again. That's the front of the engine. So piston number 1, okay. But at the same time, I need that base to be like there though. You see what I mean? So, okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Can you lift that? All right, wait. Looks about better. Okay. Secure. Good. Give me 2 seconds though. Here's the look of the dial indicator, okay? And it's like the base right there, okay, set up. The other base of the dial indicator itself, okay? Going there, doing this, doing that, going straight down. In chamber number 1, well, on top of piston number 1, okay? What I'm about to explain is a bit complicated maybe, but it's necessary to understand what's up, okay? So I got my dial indicator set up, okay? In line with piston number 1, okay? Good, perfect, nice. Now, okay? I need to find X and Y. You know what? Forget about the letters X and Y though. I'm gonna use A and B because X and Y sometimes with mathematics is complicated though. They're sometimes 2 apart. I'm not gonna use those, okay? A and B, easy to understand, okay? So I need to turn my crankshaft clockwise, okay? To find A, okay? By doing so, at one specific point, my dial indicator will turn to then stop and turn backwards. Let me explain. So it will do something like that, okay? Turning until it stops to do that, okay? Where it stops, okay? I need to save, record, choose whatever word you want to choose, okay? I'm gonna choose note. I'm gonna note that number down onto a piece of paper, okay? To later on do a calculation. But before doing so, I need to find B, which is simple. It's the opposite, okay? So to find B, I need to turn my crankshaft counterclockwise, okay? It's the same procedure, counterclockwise until it, does this. Well, technically until it does this, and then it stops. I need to save that prior to doing this, okay? After I got that going on, what will happen, right, is me making a formula. Well, not making, doing a formula, using a formula, okay? So it will be A plus B divided by 2. Yes, I know it looks like an average. It is an average, but in the world of, engine, crankshaft, piston-wise, rotation-wise, okay? It's called TDC, okay? So I need to find that number, okay? To later on find my safe zone. But that is something that I will explain later on because it's getting complicated for no reason, okay? Let me go step by step for y'all to understand better. I hope you understand, okay? I know it can be complicated, but let me give y'all a better look at my dial indicator. Meanwhile, I rotate my crankshaft, okay? And yeah, it's gonna be easier, okay? It's gonna be easier if you get to see what's going on. I wanna say something before I turn the crankshaft, okay? Sometimes placing the dial indicator on top of your piston might be a guessing game though, because look, it wasn't too deep enough though for my liking, and I feel like that is fine, so I'm not gonna touch it anymore though. But I don't know, bro. We gonna see though. But I feel like that's okay, one good thing about those is that you can zero them out again. So you see what I mean? Like you can turn that and you can zero out the bigger needle, okay? So now it's at 0. And yeah, once again, okay, so there's a bigger needle right here and there's a smaller needle right there, okay? Forgot the name of the bigger one, sorry. But the smaller one is the revolutions. Okay, so when I will note my A, I need to pay attention to my revolutions and my bigger needle. So, and if y'all didn't see, it says 0 to 10 millimeters, and that's the smaller needle, and it says 0.01 millimeter, and that is the bigger needle. So with that being cleared up, okay, I got my torque wrench right now. Okay, all right, onto the crank bolt. Okay, now I need to turn it clockwise. I'm I'm somewhere where I can see the top of my piston through the spark plug, um, area, and it's soon enough. Okay. I need to go extremely slow, because okay, it's turning. Okay. See, look, you see how it stopped at 70, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going back down? Let me just do something like that, okay? Let me just a bit. Okay, so we know that it's going at probably 70. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. This is where the big needle and the smaller needle are stopped that before going back down, okay? And the bigger needle for me, it's at 73 though. Yeah, 73, okay. And the Revolution 1 is like, it's kind of hidden though, but it's like at 9. Yeah, it's at 9. It's hidden by the bigger one, but it's at 9. So, okay, so 9.73 millimeters, yeah, is what I need to record. So, let me get a piece of paper. Alright, so I got the piece of paper, right? And we said, what we said A. Yeah, A equals now, that would be 9.73 millimeters, okay? That's my A. I need to find my B, which is, like I mentioned, the opposite. So, yeah, just turn the crank the opposite way and I will have my B. Now I'm going counterclockwise, okay? Now I will go counterclockwise. So, okay. So yeah, now it is zeroed out by its own, okay? Okay, so it might take a small minute before it goes like, oh, never mind. Before it turns though. And, okay. Okay, it doesn't want to turn even more. So, let me read. What does it say? It says 74. Yeah, something like 74. Let me check on the other side. Yeah, I want to say 75 actually. I want to say that. I want to say 75. What do you think? 75 or 74? You know what? Yeah, probably. Yeah, 75. Yeah, no, 75 for sure. Yeah, it might. I'm looking at. Yeah, it might look different for y'all though, but for me, it's more at 75 than 74. Yeah, it's at 75 for me though. It's kind of strange because for y'all it's not, but for me it is. So, anyway, let me now do the same. Let me note that. So now we got B, okay, which is 9. It was at Revolution 9, yeah. 9, 75. Wait a minute, okay. Now I got my A, I got my B. I need to put them together and then divide that by 2. Okay. Let me do that. Let me just do it on my phone actually. I was about to take a full-on calculator, bro. Come on, man. We got phone nowadays. Okay. It gives me that. Okay. Then I divide that by 2. Gives me that. So now I wrote it down just to not forget. Okay. And that is my TDC. Let me turn my crank clockwise to reach that number. Okay. Let me do that to reach it. And then I'll do something else afterwards, okay? You're gonna see that. Since it's pretty close to A and B, I need to slightly clockwise turn it. Yeah, it has to be so precise. Okay. All right. To me, it's at 9.74. Yeah, to me it's there. It's over there, straight up there. All right, should be good. Now I am currently at 9.74. Okay, which is my TDC. But now I need to go at my true TDC, which is simple. Okay, it's nothing complicated. All I have to do though is zero that dial indicator out. I need to zero that out. That's it though. Okay, so currently at 9.74. Okay, let me zero that out. Okay, going there, going there, going there, going there. Okay, let me double check on my side if it's all right. And that should be zeroed out. Okay, now that's my true TDC. Okay, it is now set up. I am at my true TDC. Okay, now look, it's set up. Okay, I'm currently at my true TDC, which is no longer 9.74. Technically yes, but forget about that number. Okay, now we are at 0. Okay, I'm currently looking at my spec sheets and whatnot, and it says that the cam lift is 10.25 millimeters. Okay, exhaust and intake, or intake exhaust. Okay, I don't know why they did that like that, because the engine is like, okay, it doesn't matter. But anyway, intake, exhaust. Okay, let me show y'all though. Y'all gonna understand better if I show y'all straight up. Okay, all right. So, yeah, sorry for the glare, but right here, okay, cam lift intake 10.25, exhaust 10.25. So okay, I'm somewhere where my spec sheet is telling me that my cam lift is 10.25 millimeters. Okay, and usually for safe installation of camshafts, it should be like 50% of what the cam lift is though, and not too higher than that, maybe like 10% higher. So those are 1025, right? 1025 divided by 2 is like, it's like 5.125, which is technically 51%. Okay, forget about the 51%. Let's keep it at 50 because it's 1% more is that we don't need. Okay, but anyway, the beginning of the safe area would be 5 millimeters, since it's 50% of 10.25 ish. You know what I mean? Okay. I need to drop down my crank. So clockwise, I need to turn it clockwise 5 millimeters or 5.5 millimeters, because it's like I want to be like between the margin, the good area, you know, which is 5 to 6 millimeters, which is 50% to 60%. You know, I want to be in like in that area. So I'm thinking, look, I get it. It might be complicated for some of y'all though, but it's necessary to talk about to understand what I'm doing. So it's a good thing that I got it on a piece of paper now for y'all to understand even better. Okay? I got y'all. So look, okay? Cam lip intake 10.25, exhaust 10.25. Now right here, 10.25 divided by 2 equals 5.125. Forget about the 125, okay? Look, that was 50%. And it's also 5 millimeters, okay? What about my 60% and my 6 millimeters, right? I told y'all, confusing here and there. Yeah, I told y'all, okay? The reason why I'm choosing 6 millimeters, so 60%, is that I just need a safe margin. I need a buffer. So having a 1 millimeter buffer is good. That's it, because imagine, bro. Once again, high lift cams, right? If I go higher than, let's say, okay, if I go, I don't know, at 80%, okay? So between 60% and 80%. So between 5 millimeters or 8 millimeters. Those millimeters more might create an issue with my valves contacting the pistons. And I've been there and I ain't trying to be there once again. Okay, I'm trying to be out of here. So a margin of 1 millimeter is enough. Okay? It's enough. I'm gonna keep it at that. Okay? I need to turn my crankshaft clockwise. Okay? By doing so, I will be able to reach my safe zone, which is 5 millimeters to 6 millimeters, okay? And I want to go at 5.5. That will be my safe point, okay? I'm stopping there, 5.5. Back at my true TDC, because I kind of bumped my dial indicator by accident, but now it's all good, okay? So, time to turn the crankshaft clockwise, okay? To reach my safe zone. Now, you see the big needle right here? Yeah, that one. Currently at True DC, I need to turn my crankshaft clockwise to have it turn once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times and a half for my 5.5 millimeters. Okay, so with that one, I gotta be extremely like precise though, because you can easily go past your safe zone area, especially when you have a short, I don't want to say short, but a little, especially if you got a little window, you know, which is my case right now. Anyway, clockwise, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I need to reach my 55, so between 50 and 60. Yeah, it's gonna be extremely like. Okay. Am I really at 55? And I am spot on. Wow. Okay. First try. That's insane. Spot on. Now my crankshaft and pistons are good for cam shafts installation. Whew. All right. First try. And usually that's weird because it doesn't happen. But anyway, for that first try, okay. 55. Wait, my bad for the glare, bro. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you can see, okay, you can see even better. It's currently at 55. Yo, spot on, bro. Spot on, 55, spot on. I got my crankshaft set up in a safe zone, okay, for my high lift cams installation. So now look, okay, I gotta remove my dial indicator. I gotta remove my bracket, and I gotta remove my 24 buckets. Why? Because they're dry right now, bro. They're dry, and I got some synthetic oil for that. Some of them are good, yeah, but like, let me tell you, yeah, I'm gonna take this one, okay? No, you can barely see some oil. If there's none on the top, best believe there's none on the sides. So, synthetic oil it is, and removing my dial indicator stuff it is too though. So yeah, this is gonna be messy, okay? The rest will be messy. So I'm gonna put my dial indicator like over there, okay? I'm gonna put it over there, that way it's away. It's not gonna get dirty in any way, shape, or form, okay? My torquing wrench, I don't need it right now. Same goes with it, so I'm gonna put it back right here. And my papers, I cannot get that there because I need the measurements to be intact though, not hidden by any type of liquids or whatnots. So okay, so alright, put it there. Alright, fine enough. That one too. Alright, fine enough. So that one too over there. Alright, safely placed. I need a piece of paper too though, like I did on my cylinder head studs. I need that because there's no way, bro. That's gonna be dirty. Dirty. Intake, exhaust, okay? Alright, why not, bro? Why not do that? Okay. That way you can't get confused. IN, intake. Wait, my bad. EX, exhaust, okay? Intake, exhaust. So, I'm gonna start with my intakes. And it's like, yo, it's nothing crazy, but it's just me like pressing on the buckets. It's like bang on the buckets, putting one there, and applying that assembly loop, you know? Which I hope it's still good, yeah. Some of that, you know. Alright. IN really up. So okay. So one good thing, sides are not that bad though. Not that bad. Still not enough, but not too bad. I got some oil there, yeah. But they ain't the best. They ain't the best. They ain't the best. Yeah. They ain't the best though. And the shim is also over there. If you're wondering, and the shim is also there. Now, yeah, this is gonna be messy. It's gonna be one after the other, bro. It's gonna be easier like that, one after the other. So, something like that. All right. And why am I doing that? Okay. I'm about to turn my cams, and I need some lubrication though. If not enough, well, it's dry turnings, and you don't want that. You don't want that. All right. Just that, sufficient enough. You know. Yeah. Just that. That's perfect. Sufficient enough. You just like this little bitty thingy just has to be like pink. That's it, bro. All right. Sounds about good. What do you think? I think that's all right. Now, need that. Back onto the valve number 1. Look, messy job for real, but anyway, okay. I got my 12 over there, well 11, and yeah, bro, one after the other. And just so you know, just so you don't get confused, it's like those two: piston 1, piston 2, piston 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, look now. Yo, messy job, bruh. Messy job. But now, all good. Okay? I got one already placed over there. Let me do the rest though. Let me place them all, and then let me do the exhaust side. But not, yo, my fingers are so dirty, bro. Alright, buckets right here, like I did mention now, okay? It's gonna be right there with their sisters and brothers, okay? All the way there. Alright, gonna make sure it's straight. Good. And the shim is still inside. Good now. Okay. You know what I mean? Then that has to go over there. Perfect. And it went so smooth. Alright. That's two. And all those to be in place over there. So yo, I'm telling you, bro. It's simple, and it's so necessary to do. If you don't, bro, dry turns, whoo, don't do none of that. I told y'all, don't do none of that, bro. Them dry turns, no. Don't do none of that. Ooh. Don't it look good? See? One side, intake, and the other side is coming up. And yeah, see, I told y'all, bro. Yo, messy, bro. Messy, crime scene and whatnots, bro. See, look. That one is still good, but soon enough, they're gonna be twin. Yeah, bro. Yo, it's the same procedure for the other one, bro. For the exhaust, that's it. The same vibe, the same everything, the same all that, bro. And that's alright. And we're good though. Alright, I'm gonna do the same over there, and then I'm gonna do the same with mine. Hold on, let me not talk about it now. You'll see though. You'll see. Alright, look, okay? Exhaust, EX. You see the EX? Maybe you don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But for now, what matters is that all of those buckets are now red, pink, whatnot, which means that they are ready to be placed back onto my cylinder head now. Hey, look, I like the way it looks like. Hold on until it's over there. Ooh, but I gotta wash my hands though. Okay, how? The buckets all got some synthetic oil on them. Okay, that's one thing. That's good. Whoa, it's looking good. It's looking good. Look, it's looking like that. Okay. Well, you saw the intake. All right, intake. Then exhaust. Okay, it's like that. It's good. Yeah, looks about right. Ain't it? It is now time for the highlight cams to be installed, okay? Look now, I don't need that, I'm gonna put it aside, and I'm talking about that, bro. Those. So yeah, cams, similar as the buckets. I'm gonna add some synthetic oil, right? So I'm gonna put some on the lobes and the other one on the journals. So lobes, journals. I need to put some there. Yeah, pretty much everywhere, but to be honest, at the end of the day, it's like pretty much everywhere. So there, all over, pretty much, right? I need to put some all over. And don't, yeah, I'm not gonna forget about this area too, but for now, I just wanna do the bigger ones first. I'm talking about the contact surfaces. And yeah, that one compared to the other one, well, I don't have any type of paper underneath, so my workbench is gonna be dirty. This whole area, like the lobes themselves, okay, are good. Let me show you the lobes, okay? Lobes, and the rest, but you're gonna have to trust me on that if you can't see. Now let me do the journals though. It's like this section where the caps are, you know, supposed to be at. And let me put some all over. And yeah, my desk gonna be dirty, bruh, for real. It's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be dirty, but all that is necessary. So, and there too though. That area too. Let's not forget about that. Over there, almost done. That's crazy. Okay. Alright, now all the contact surfaces have some synthetic oil, so that's good for me, that's good for the buckets, that's good for my engine. Okay, check, replace everywhere. Double that everywhere. Desk is dirty, yeah, but bro, I mean, it comes to a point, right? It comes to a point. Those like small divots, indentations, holes, whatnot, again, they have to be aligned with my cylinder head studs, okay? And that would be my camshafts TDC, basically, okay? Just gonna place it like that, okay? All right, like that looks about right. It's gonna sit like this for sure. Yeah, like this. And I desperately need my caps to make it like straight, because now kind of wants to like go down because, you know, there's nothing to hold it. So yeah, it's gonna be like that, but with my caps, sorry, it's gonna sit like that, okay, basically, okay. Let me pull out the caps now. All right, let me pull out the caps. Just so you understand a bit better, okay, those are my caps and they're labeled, okay, so it says like I1, wait, no, it says I2, okay, which is like intake 2. That one says 5, this one says I7. Don't get it confused. I7 because there's 7 caps on the intake side. That's why, not like piston 7, you know. That's 4, and that's should be 1 though, right? Yeah, that's 1. So my caps, okay, they just have to be aligned. That's it though. So that's number 1. Well, it doesn't say number 1, but it's like IF, which is intake front, so that one. Number 2, that one. Number 3 here, 4, 5, and 7. I don't know why not 6, but it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. And of course, let's not forget about that one. Okay, it says I1, so it's right here, but it's not gonna be right now because there's some stuff I gotta put there though for oil sealing purposes and whatnot. It's not gonna be now. I don't want to put more emphasis on the camshafts like TDC. Again, it's not really TDC though, but kind of. But the actual name would be like their install orientation. Okay, that would be more accurate though. You see how we got a cylinder head stud coming down there, right? You see the divot, the small U shape or dent. It has to follow the head studs. Again, same here, So in a setting where that would be like that, that ain't good, you know, because it's not following nothing. It's going like downwards towards like over there towards me, you know. It's not good. Even worse if it's like that. Okay, the divots are straight, like I can feel it from the bottom though. It's not good, you know. It has to be exactly like, okay, now I can do it by hand, but anyway, you get what I mean. Okay, end of the day, okay, you see those divots, they have to be aligned just like that. Okay, that way you know your cams is in TDC, or at least you know the best, well, not the best, the installation or rotation that it have to be on prior to you know, placing the hardware of your elongated, extended Tomei studs cover caps theme that I got going on. Okay, exhaust cam it is right now. Okay, I need some synthetic oil too though, the lobes, the journals, and the whatnots. So do that. Trying to think about something to say, but I guess, yo, just be patient until I'm done, I guess, right? I gotta place it now, and let me wipe over there, because that's too much. That's way too much. I don't need some over there, but it's actually way too much. Yeah, got some there by accident. Alright, now it's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, so. Okay. Making sure, like that. Good. Alright, like that. So it's gonna press down like this, and everything's gonna be good though. Alright. So it's gonna sit like that, okay? It's not wanting to sit flush because, you know, I got the caps going on, but anyway. You get what I mean. What matters is having the small dents, indentation, lobes or whatnot, right, aligned with my cylinder head studs. So let's not forget about the caps. The caps, right? Let me check which one is which though. So it says like, you know, E2, and I got E3, E4, and all the way up to E7, which is like, once again, there's no 7 pistons. Yeah, E2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's gonna look something like that. Well, you know, if the cam would not want to move, okay, stay like that. All right, it's gonna look something like that, okay. But now, since it's not like installed, let me torque everything down because I got my hardware. If you're wondering like what's up with that area, I got those, yeah, but I'm not gonna install them right now because there's some rubber seals that goes over there, so I need to install that first, and then I'll be able to put my rubber seals over there with some sealing product. So since those are high lift cams, right, they have bigger lobes. So what that means is when you install your cams, right, the lobes have to be pressed down equally. By that I mean, look, okay, the lobes are completely on this one, okay, completely pressing down onto the buckets, therefore onto the valves for cylinder number 3, which is this one, okay. I gotta press that down first though, and then do the rest, depending on which one wants to be pressed down second. And the same goes with that, okay. For that side, yeah, this one is the one that is completely pointing down. Here and there, completely down. You see over there, okay? Here and there, completely down. Alright, so this is the one thing that I gotta watch out when I am installing my cams, okay? When I was using the hardware to press my camshafts into my cylinder head, okay? You get what I mean? I gotta be careful with that. I got my hardware, and I gotta be precise. So I gotta look every time I make a small turn. I gotta look. Okay, similar to when I removed it, the camshafts, right? Similar to where I removed my camshaft way back when my cylinder head was on the stand. So the same way that you're installing them is the same way that you're removing them. The same way that you're removing them is the same way that you are installing them. So basically, okay, look, those needs to be installed where I need them to be at. Okay, so they're right there. They're gonna be placed right there. Okay, and of course, while torquing everything down, I'm gonna start with my here and my here. Okay, that's the goal. The plan, the idea, and the solution. Safety measure, because yeah, I don't want something bad to happen, right? I'm gonna have that there, and it's gonna be secure. Okay, nothing gonna fall into my you know, chambers. You don't want that. I don't want that. So we're all good with that. Okay, all that good enough. Yeah, good enough. So I got my hardware. Okay. And I'm just gonna place them there though. Okay, nothing crazy, just like that, and right there. Okay, so prior to torquing everything down, I'm just trying to double check that. Okay, perfect. That's even with my cylinder head studs. Okay, and my nuts are placed onto my studs. So now, I think those were 11. I think. No way. They were 10. Yeah, I guess they were 10. Yep, 10 for sure. Okay, so straight ahead with the studs. Okay, right here, and right there. And now it's time to torque that down though. But for that though, I gotta be extremely precise. So nah, I gotta switch POV, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta switch POV. There's no way, bro. There's no way I can install it without. Yeah, it has to be like perfectly in. So yeah, no, I'm gonna have to switch to a video because that way ain't it, bro. It ain't it. It's good for y'all. Y'all can see what I'm doing, but for me, bro, it's like, what's up, you know? Like I said, this one is the highest one, so it has to be pressed in first, and then probably this one, okay, and then that one, and then that one, and that one. A couple of turns, probably 2 or 3. Alright, good news. My intake cam is now installed, okay? I don't know how long it took. Probably, I want to say 25 minutes or so. One last time. Okay, one last time. So, bang. So, alright, good. Good. Did this. Good. Good. And then I did this. Good. Good. And then I did, yeah, I did this, alright, and then this, and then this. We're all good. If I go down, okay, yeah, you can see it. The caps are right onto the journals, okay. So, oop, my bad, slippery hands because of synthetic oil, which I got going on everywhere over there. That's nice. That's cool. In and spot on. Okay. Yeah. What about the other side? Huh? What about that side? Okay. Yeah. Straight in and spot on. It's good. And it's also like following those, you know, divots, lines, or whatnot that I've mentioned earlier. You know, those like lines, those divots. And it's also following those divots, lines, holes that I've mentioned. Okay. You see those? Yeah. That's more indentation. Well, yeah, you go straight down. Okay, so here, straight down into the cylinder head stud. Alright, time to torque that down, just like I did my intake. Yeah, just like I did my intake. Yeah, let me do that. So, good news number 2, my exhaust camshaft is now installed though, with the proper hardware. Let me check that as an overall. We never know, okay? That one, good. That one. Okay. Good. And then good. Good. And that one. Good. Now it's all finger tighten, cause I need to torque that down to the proper you know, foot-pound requirements. And I believe, actually, since it's Japanese, I believe it's kilo foot-pounds, kilo pounds. I don't know. I don't know. Let me double check though, actually. So I got this, okay? It's the box that those you know, cam studs thing came in with. And wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh no, it got dirty. It got dirty. No, yeah, that's what I need. Okay, and these were the you know, the old ones. So let me not put that there because it's so dirty. I can't be doing that. Okay, so yeah, you see, cam cap studs. Exactly that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's gonna be dirty anyway. Where does it say? I've seen it a long time ago. I don't know where is it though? It was yeah, right here. Okay, it says 0.6 to 0.8 kilogram. Okay. Okay. Kilogram meters. Kilogram meters maybe. What is that? Apparently 1 kgm equals to 1.233 lbf/ft. So that means that my 0.6 to 0.8, well, you know, in that range, equals 4.3 to 5.8 lbf/ft. All right, so 5 foot-pounds, basically. Okay. Another important thing, something else that is not important to know, is the torque sequence. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, I'm talking about this one. So you see, it goes from 1 all the way up to 14, and I want to say that area, you know, at 3 and 4 is the back. Cause look, okay, look at the image, okay, right here. All right, spot on. Now look at that, right? Yo, it's the same thing. It's the same vibe, right? Bang, 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 bang. And what about the front though? Yeah, debatable, but look, it's the same like vibe, you know? Yeah. So you see what's up. Well, anyway, yeah, I pretty much got to start with that, and then that, and then work my way like towards the front, you know? Yeah, that's what the maze says to do. And so look, okay, forget about 1 and 2. Why? Because 1 and 2, okay, here's what's up. I gotta put a rubber grommet here first prior to installing the cap that goes over that bearing journal area. Okay, you know what I mean. You understand me like that. Now, so that means my 1 and 2 is, you know, scratched up. I don't need that. So 3 and 4 will be my new 1 and 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why 12? Because once again, 1 and 2 is not there. You get what I mean? All right, good. Let me check if my what I did earlier was tight enough by its own. Let me check that. Man, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. All right, good. All set, good. All right. Let me do the exhaust cam shaft, right? Yeah. Yeah, let me do the other side. Same scenario over there, okay? It's the same thing. And now it is indeed in the correct way that this very picture is telling me to do so. So, number 1 will be over there, okay? And the rest is the same. Should be all good now. Should be all good now. Let me turn that off though, because it's almost out of battery. Actually, it is out of battery. Crazy. I don't know how that did work for that. Anyway, look.